lights up here.
We'll do a little just casual off the record.
Hey, Nick, you have a new defensive backfield coach, coaching staff. What attracted you and maybe Vic to these defensive back coaches that you hired, and how do you think they've, I guess, helped you reshape your reconstructed cornerback and safety?
Yeah, good question, Marcus. I really obviously had worked with Joe Casper before, excuse me, and had just so much respect for him and everything that he brought to the table in 2021, 2022. So when we got Vic back and we had a chance to do the same thing, or we got Vic here and had a chance to get Joe back. Obviously, that was a no-brainer. We were able to jump on that. Christian Parker, is just highly respected around the league, and I think to myself, and how do you guys know? I don't know exactly how old Christian Parker is. I'm an exact age, but I don't know if you would ask around the league a bunch of people when I was 25 or 26, or I know he's not 25, 30 years old. I'm like, the people would have been like, who's that, right? And so to understand that he has this type of respect and this type of name. Because of this product that he's put on the field and the coaching that he's done, is pretty impressive. And obviously Vic had worked with him, and he's been as advertised. I'm really excited about Christian, and I know our defensive backs are really excited about him as well. And then Roy, having Roy Anderson, and he was in Seattle with Clint Hurt last year, and everybody talked so highly on him. Saw John Harbaugh before the game when we played the Ravens, and he just raved about him as well. And so, again, the guys get their foot in the door potentially because somebody had worked with them, or we've heard a good thing about them. Then you do the research on the person, and just a lot of good reports coming back on all those guys. And then you don't know it completely until they get in the building, and they've just done a phenomenal job.
Nick, when you're going up against a team with a new defensive coordinator for week one, what goes into the preparation? How do you try to figure out what they're going to run? What are you looking at?
Yeah, you have to try to dig as much as you possibly can. Also knowing that week one, there's a lot of unknowns that are going to happen throughout the league, right? Even with people with defensive coordinators that have been there for the year, because obviously everybody's been doing different things throughout the year, and studying different things and new wrinkles to their defenses and offenses. And so we'll have to be ready to adjust to anything that we get. But, you try to go back, to when he was a head coach, when he was at Boston College. Got a lot of respect for the coach himself. He's obviously done an unbelievable job, and to earn the opportunity to be the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers is obviously a huge honor too. And so we'll have to be ready for anything, but without giving up secrets of what we've done, we've looked at a bunch of stuff as well, but also knowing that everything's alive, right? There's other guys on the staff that probably have influence as well of what they talk about, and then obviously Coach LaFleur, have so much respect for him and the coach that he is and what he's done in this league, and he's going to have an influence on it as well, and so we got to be ready for everything.
How eager are you to put finally Saquon Barkley out there in your offense, and how eager are you for that?
Yeah. I mean, he made a run at practice yesterday, and I just remember I was wearing sunglasses. It was sunny out, just kind of taking my sunglasses off and looking at a couple of coaches. I'm like, all right, this is awesome. That we got him here, not only for the play that he brings to the field and the cut that he made yesterday at practice, but also his leadership and the person that we have. And so. Yeah, just it's. I think you're so excited as a coach for everything. Obviously, you asked me about Saquon. I'm super excited for him. We're up here. We're in the team meeting today, and the words that came out of my mouth. Hey, and we got to be ready Friday night. And wow, what an unbelievable to say. Hey, we got a game Friday night. That gives me goosebumps to think about that. Friday night football is what we all first. Those were my favorite players growing up because my dad was a coach, were the high school football players that played on Friday night. Was John Briggs, was my brother Jay Sirianni, right? Mike Sirianni, Pete Conley. Those were my favorite players growing up. Friday night football, I was able to say that to these guys, and it's the excitement should be so high on every level, not just for Saquon, just for all of us. Like, this is why we fell in love with this game. And I'm so excited to be able to go to Brazil to, play in front of very passionate fans. Obviously, super bummed that we don't get to play in front of our passionate fans. I love our fans, the home field advantage that we have, but excited. This is my first international trip, and excited and know how much they care about sports in Brazil, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited. It's Friday night football against the Green Bay Packers. You take me back to when those guys were my favorite players, and you said to me, hey, Friday night, September, whatever, 2024, you're going to be the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm 10 years old, and you're playing the Green Bay Packers. I mean, I would have been pretty pumped about that, and I'm still pumped about that. So, man, there's so many things to be excited for, and Saquon's obviously a big one of those.
What's your plan for what you would do on the flight? Personal plan? I mean,
My personal plan?
For 9 hours. I mean, is it a day in the office?
I remember I fall asleep on trips like that, and that's been since I've been, anytime Mount Union played when I was growing up, my brother was playing there. Wherever we went, if it was a 5-hour trip, I slept from the moment we left Jamestown, New York, to wherever we got to Mount Union. So, like, my natural reaction is when there's movement. Like, I don't get to do that anymore because every time we do a family trip and my wife doesn't drive, I have to drive everywhere, which I will gladly do because the kids are nuts during that time, and she's the one who has to handle them and get them the snacks and fix the iPads and fix the television. All right, yeah. But I will probably fall asleep, but obviously can't do that the whole time. But, Kellen and I and Kevin Patullo are going to watch something together on the way up, not like The Price is Right. I don't know why the first thing that popped in my mind, but like watch some film together on the way up. So that's a chunk that, there's a couple things like that I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to watch this with these guys, watch this with these guys. Any good suggestions on any movies that are out or anything like that? Nothing? Is anybody? Okay, maybe you guys can tell me on the side. But, so a little bit of work, a little bit, I'll definitely fall asleep a little bit, and then, a little bit of just relaxing there as well. Because, today's our Friday, right? That's why we're meeting with you today. Tomorrow's like our Saturday, but then we get another Saturday, right? And so we're obviously way ahead and all those different things, but there's still this last minute, and there's a lot of unknowns like we talked about, but there's still some things obviously that we're saving for that trip to be able to go over.
Two more on the record.
At the beginning of this process of Jalen Hurts learning Kellen's offense, he spoke about wanting it to become his own through this process. What have you seen with the collaboration of them and Kellen maybe feeling out what's comfortable for Jalen and the collaboration with those two?
Yeah, Jalen's just done such a phenomenal job. He's just had a phenomenal camp, right? And he's had a phenomenal week of practice. Looking forward to going out there and seeing practice again today. But he, like I said, he's dove into everything that he needs to, do to be a great quarterback, and continue to be a great quarterback in this league. And he's worked his butt off, not only on the offense, but also, with his strength and conditioning, with his leadership, with his accuracy, with his decision making. And I've just seen him attack the offseason and the training camp. Like I'm so used to seeing Jalen attack, everything. And he's and I'm excited for him to be able to go out there and show everybody what he's been working on, because he's put so much time into it, and I'm excited for his season that he's going to have, and who he is as a player.
Do you know about your exact setup down there, and is it different than like a typical road game?
As far as just like
hotel setup, practice setup, all that kind of stuff.
I know that we just have so many good people in this building that everything's going to be, I think we're staying, I'm not going to say where we're staying yet, that everything is going to be just the way it is as we are here, if we were, at an away game, right? And so I have so much faith and trust in the people that are in this building that do the things that they do. Like that's, when we talk about the greatest team game there is in football, that is true. And and you tend to think about only the people that are on the field or and the coaches, but gosh, there's so many people that go into making this whole thing go. And so it will be as similar as we possibly can make it, with everything, without giving away too much, because even there, we don't want to say too much there. But it couldn't be done without the great people of this organization, led by Mr. Laurie and everything that he does for us. He doesn't. There's no stone unturned, and there's no everything we need to win. He provides for us.
All right, thanks, folks.